This is a foundation inspection, and we're at the right hand elevation. You can see here we have a post tension cable end showing. That should be covered with a thin mortar. It's called parging, and that will protect it. Again here, anywhere where you can see that post tension cable, and here you can see the nails. They should be cut off. You can get a little hacksaw and just cut those nails off, and then you cover them too in that parge. And down here, now we've got another post tension cable end showing there. So that's at the right hand elevation. Post tension cable ends need to be covered. And at the corner here you can see that post tension cable end there. Let's go up a little bit closer. There you see it. That's what it is. That needs to be covered. We're now at the front right elevation, okay, looking at the foundation. Now these bushes need to be cut back. You want a gap so that somebody can pass down between them. It wants to be about a foot, and that'll allow the bushes to keep it away from the wall and reduce the vermin that can get onto the building. It's very common for home inspectors to call that type of thing out. Minor, but it needs to be addressed. We're at the front left elevation, and we have ants nest here. I don't know whether it's active. I'm not going to disturb it, but you need to have that treated if it's not been treated already. We're now on the left hand elevation of the property. There's a little bit of erosion that's taken place along here, and you can see particularly here where it's eroded away from the concrete which once was below ground, which is quite common. And the solution is very easy. You get bags of dirt, you can get them from garden centre, and you just start to fill in along here. You want to have this piece of concrete here covered, and then you put some seed down or put some sods down, and that will recover it. As it is at the moment, a home inspector will call it out. It's very minor at the moment, but it just needs to be addressed in the future. Also, we've got some post tension cable ends again showing here. They need to be covered up. Here we've got a crack showing in the foundation. That's very common, but since you've got to do the parging along here, you might like to get somebody to parge completely along the side here with this waterproof mortar. That will cover those cracks up and prevent water penetration in the future. Again, you've got the erosion here. That needs to be covered up. Now I'll move it to the rear elevation of the property. And we're at the back now, and you can see there's a bit of erosion where the gutter downpipes here. Now that erosion could be stopped by installing a gutter downpipe extension. It needs to come out about a foot, moves the water away. They're only about 10 or 12 bucks, actually less, they could be 6 or 7 bucks. Very cheap to fit. Now this area here where the dogs have dug and everything, you need to fill that in and cover it up completely, especially here. This is be rated as very bad, what we've got here, because of the way in which the soil has been dug away from the foundation. it can actually lead to foundation failure, literally. I'm inspecting the house from the ground because we've got ice and snow, ice on the roof and everything. It makes it dangerous to climb on. But I can see quite clearly from here, and just up here by the chimney, to the right of the chimney, as we look at the rear of the building, you see there's a shingle missing and it needs to be replaced. This is the external windows and wall inspection. We're looking for cracks in the walls and damage to windows. Now, this window here, it's on the right hand elevation. If I come right down here, you can see that little crack and lifting here in the caulking. You need to re-caulk along here and fill in any holes you'll see like that. That way it's completely sealed and no water can get in. Let's move to the front elevation. We're out the front right elevation of the building. Again, we're looking at walls and windows. Okay, now here you can see we've got quite a big gap in the caulking. That's all of that caulking around here needs to be refurbished. Right up the top here, there should be no holes anywhere in the caulking. Going down the window here, refurbish it all. There's a differential settlement crack over the window on the front right of the building, and that's easily solved. You just want to chase it out, just carefully chase it out with a chisel and then replace the mortar. Just repoint it using a repointing tool. We're at the porch now, looking at the condition of the brickwork. You see here, at the porch here, we got a bit of separation. It's quite common, it's called common settlement for the very reason it's common. But if you repoint down there, you will fill that gap, and that will stop any water penetrating into the building. Over the top of the porch here, you can better see it if I move this side, we don't get the light in the camera, along here that needs repointing too. There's missing sediment traps from the water heater. vent hood here wants a couple of metal screws driven in there, and the other leg there just to hold it in place. It's a bit loose, you can see that. This is the fireplace, and we have the damper up here, and that damper lever doesn't open properly. Just a bit of oil and that will fix it, so it can be opened and closed easily.
You can do it!
This is the window at the front right elevation, and we have a broken seal. That can be fixed. There's companies out there do that without replacing the window for a fraction of the window replacement cost. The seals have gone on these 4 windows here. Again, they can be fixed using one of those processes that repairs broken seals, or you can replace the windows themselves. This is the electrical panel. We're going to look at the supply. So this comes in on the left hand of the elevation. We have a grounding rod in place, which is good. This is a meter. So here it's fixed to the wall, it's in good condition as well. It's the main panel. This is the garage door inspection. There are the trips. It's working. The rails and rollers are in good condition. The door goes up and down very easily. There's no apparent damage at the time of his inspection on the. This is the AC compressor. We're on the left hand elevation of the property. There's its details here. Insulation on it. However, there's a big hole here in the plate that needs to be sealed, because you can get vermin going through there, rats, etc., etc. This is the hose bib at the rear of the building. We've got the garage. Here's the bins here, and you can see here water is pouring out of the weep hole. What that means is that there's a leak in the pipe behind the wall here. It probably froze, and you can see we've got water running down here. That's got to be fixed ASAP, because it'll be leaking even when I turn this faucet off.